Hi, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Local Pros, the first one for 2025. With me today, I have the 2024 U.S. Disc Golf Champion in the FJ18 division, who also finished third place at the 2024 PGA Junior Worlds in the same division. The winner of the P15 Open and Innova RIP in FPO, Rebecca Dawn. Welcome, Rebecca.
Thank you for having me.
How has everything been going this year?
Uh, it's crazy. I was trying to think of like my 2024 recap for the whole season. It's so much has happened. Like this is my third year competing and just thinking of all that has happened this year is insane. Like I I started this sport 4 years ago. And so thinking like 5 years ago, I didn't hear about disc golf. Like I had no clue what disc golf was. And thinking that, oh, in 4 years you would be going to Texas, going to Florida, and like actually making money in this sport. Like it's crazy to think about. And uh, yeah, this year was definitely my best year by far. It was my first year like competing in FPO, and I was doing some FJ18, but obviously I cashed out, so now I can't go in the junior divisions, which is fine. I'm super excited to be playing FPO, and this year was a really good year to kind of prove to myself that I'm good enough to play in FPO because I was pretty intimidated going into this year because I was like, oh man, like all these women in FPO, like in Canada and in the whole world, they're so good. Like I have a problem of doing that to myself. I kind of put my abilities down. So I don't have a ton of confidence in myself, but this year was building my confidence, which was really nice. I was able to prove to myself that I'm able to compete well in FPO in the Canadian scene, and also I'm working towards like the disc golf pro tour scene. So it was a great year. Like a perfect starting year for me because I won 2 times in FPO, so that was like really exciting. I was able to travel and do junior worlds, which was a really exciting goal. I really wanted to do that. And so now that at the beginning of the year, I was just doing like FPO and junior tournaments, but I wasn't going to cash out until after Junior Worlds. So then after Junior Worlds, cashing out was really nice. It was like, okay, I got like my fill of like playing with juniors, and obviously I love playing with juniors, but I was like, okay, I'm ready to go like fully FPO, accept cash, and try to like make this a career for myself. So it was a super exciting year. I built my confidence. I like proved to myself I could do it, and it's super exciting to see what next year's going to bring.
I was going to say, I think taking a first place at U.S. Women's in the division and podium for Worlds, pretty good way to finish off your junior
Yeah.
career, for sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of Junior Worlds, if I remember this correctly from doing my bit of research, you took down 3 out of the 4 events leading up to it.
Yes, I did.
Um, you won the doubles event,
Yeah.
you won the skill shot,
Yes.
and the longest drive.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good way to get through
Yeah.
a world's event, I think.
Exactly. Yeah. It was perfect way to start the week.
And actually, if I recall correctly, you may have played a tournament earlier than P15 Open, but that was pretty early on in the season
Yeah.
that you played FPO and took down first place over a pretty good field.
Mhm. Yeah, that was I think I don't think I played a tournament before P15. I think I might have done a league night at
Mm-hmm.
Stones Throw. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, from what I remember, I think P15 was my first FPO tournament, like officially being like this is my pro year because I had
Mm-hmm.
played in FPO at in Belleville last year once, but that was kind of like, oh, there's no one else in FA1, so I'll just give it a shot, go to FPO, and then I like finished out the season doing FA1 and provincials because that was what I qualified for. So yeah, P15 was like my first official FPO tournament of the season.
And you mentioned going to the States. I saw it. I think you did a couple tournaments down there this year.
Yes.
Ledgestone in
Yep.
FA1,
Yeah.
and then Syracuse, I think.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
two good tournaments. Heard great
Yeah.
things about them. Did you know you are now the fourth highest rated FPO player in Ontario?
Oh, that's pretty cool. I did not know that. Okay.
It takes a while to kind of figure it out on the site, but I was looking around going like, there's got to be a way to figure this out because people mention, highest rated in Canada. I'm like, how do you know that unless you're looking through everyone?
Yeah,
But
it's true.
there is a weird filter system to look through, and I'm looking at it
Okay.
going, be an interesting thing to add on.
Yeah.
Also, you had a 35-point ratings jump over the year. This shows a
Yes.
lot of improvement, which is really
Yeah.
awesome to see.
Mhm. Very exciting.
And as you mentioned before we started taping, your home for the holidays with family off of school. You finishing your last year of high school this year?
I'm in grade 11, so I've got this year and next year. Yep.
Still, wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing. Like you're competing at the highest level that we have in the sport, and still in high school while doing it, which is pretty
Yep.
impressive.
Yeah.
So I saw on your social media that you're looking at possibly doing some more touring over the 2025 season. Are there any stops that you've looked at already that you're
Yeah.
planning to go to?
So when I had won the Innova Rip, I won a silver card. So that gives me 6 events for the Disc Golf Pro Tour, like tour. Like I can get into 6 events earlier registration. So not quite uh, as fast as the like all year tour cards. So they'll go first, and then I'll go like before registration opens to everyone else. So I just submitted my form for which events I would like to do. So I'm gonna go to Florida, do the Florida Open, and then I'll come home for a week and then go out to Texas, do Waco and open at Austin, and then I'll do the swing in June, which is the Preserve, Des Moines, and US Women's. So that's like the 6 for now. I think I would like to go to Ledgestone, and I mean, at this point, anything else that's like doable. So I got my 6 events down that I'll hopefully get into for sure, and then Ledgestone, hopefully I'll get on like off the waiting list, and then maybe I'll go to D-Glow. I don't know yet, but those are the 6 events that I'll be going to. That's my plan right now.
And as another benefit of winning the Innova Rip, you went down to USWGG, sorry, Throw Pink,
Yes.
called by its proper name. You went to the Throw Pink Championship in Rock Hill this past year. How was that experience for you?
Oh my, it was so crazy. I was like, that was one of the best weeks of my life so far. Like, it was so much fun. I was able to fly down, and I went alone. So I flew down alone, and then I stayed in the same uh like trailer park as Eliezra. So I had like a cabin out there, and I stayed with Eliezra and her family. So I was able to hang out with them a lot. And then, I mean, going to Winthrop is insane. Like, that course is so cool. And like, oh, it's just so cool to be there and have that experience of like maybe the biggest disc golf tournament of the year or the world. I don't know, but it's so many people. Like, the tournament central was huge, a huge stage, like hundreds of booths. Like, it was so cool to go to, and yeah, practicing Winthrop every day, competing, and like I think there were 51 people like that were in that tournament, like 51 women for Throw Pink. And I was just like, this is so cool that I'm able to play with like the 50 best players in the whole world. Like, this is so amazing. And I love traveling. So it was amazing to have that opportunity to go to South Carolina and compete in this. And the Innova warehouse was out there, so I was able to visit that, which was great.
Pick up some unique discs straight out of the
Yeah.
warehouse.
Yeah, totally.
I was gonna say you certainly acquitted yourself well. I mean, granted, the finish mate probably wasn't what you were looking for, but you were tied with Holly Finley and Stacey Ronsley, who have been playing for years. So,
Yeah,
I mean that speaks to how well and how quickly you've progressed in the sport for sure.
definitely. Yeah.
Um, I want to go back to the Innova Rip for a second because that was, I'm guessing, you're probably the biggest field to date that you had played in,
Yes.
or certainly the highest um, rated field you played against because we had a number of people join us from the US.
Mm-hmm.
And you were free and clear in that event by 16 strokes
Yep.
over second place over the 3-day event,
Yes.
and being the only person in the division to finish below par. Like, that's really impressive. That was a tough course, and I know
Yeah.
you guys played a slightly different layout um, than I did at MA1. I think
Mm-hmm.
you had a couple of shorter holes
Think so.
or extra pars. I don't recall exactly how he modified it, but I know there were a couple of differences. But still, like, that is an impressive course. And what did you find was your key to taking down an event like that?
I really think, looking back on it with the course, and like seeing as finishing under par was really good, I was just playing really clean and just like consistent. I think that was the big thing that I'm also working on to continue to play at that level. But I think the key was just playing like not safe but smart. Like if I like I'm okay to get the par on this hole. That was kind of my mindset. I'm like, okay, stick with pars, get the birdies when they come. Just try to like minimize the damage. Try to stay away from the bogeys. And it's like it's easy to say that, but um like, oh, I'm never gonna get a bogey or whatever. But I was just I was like trying to keep my throws in the fairway, and it's like, okay, is that too risky to go for it? Like I don't need that birdie, so I'm gonna like play a little safer, get the par, because getting par is gonna still gain strokes. So I was kind of having that mindset of like, I know this course and I know it's very difficult, and pars on every hole is gonna gain me strokes. So really, I think that was it, because I was thinking about it. I was like, that wasn't my best putting tournament that I've ever had, and I was throwing pretty well. So yeah, it was a good throwing tournament. Maybe not my best putting, but I don't know. Everything just kind of clicked there, and yeah, it was pretty crazy how it ended. Very exciting.
Do you think that kind of mindset would benefit you in other tournaments where OB is as much of a factor as it seemingly was for the Rip?
Yeah, I think. I mean, the nice part was I think Hogo suits my abilities really well, where it's like it's distance, but it's also controlled distance. So like I can I for me, if I want to throw as far as I possibly can, I don't have like a different throw. I usually have like my normal controlled throw. So like I don't have like, oh, I'm gonna throw as far as I can. I'm gonna take like a lightweight driver and just like blast it on Anheuser or whatever and get the full flight. I would throw like the same as my controlled shots, just like harder, try to get the angle. But so like my far throws are my controlled throws, and I think that was really well suited for the Innova Rip. And so I don't know, like I was thinking of um Glow or whatever. Like I don't know what hole it is, but there's one hole where you're throwing downhill and it's to the right. I'm like, if I play in that, I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do, because I don't have a distance forehand. So I'm gonna have to figure out like a turnover, because I'm backhand like
Mhm.
dominant. So, and I think the Innova Rip was like, it was some fair holes with like forehand backhand, but it was mostly backhand, so that suited me well too. So I think um I mean, playing and like going into playing the tour events, I think I'm gonna try to play smart and like not get too aggressive. Um, but yeah, I think if I go on the tour, like go on tour for like 3 weeks at a time, I think I'm gonna get more consistent because I'll be playing like every day in good weather, which Canada's not looking too great right now to play every day. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna try to build up the consistency with all that.
So before I let you go, I want to do my little rapid fire round. But uh, just before I get to that, you come from a family of disc golfers. Do all of you play now?
Yes. Yep. My whole
And are
family.
you? I was gonna say, I know both your parents play. I know your sisters play. Are they both at university now?
Yeah, so actually my sister Leah, she's the only one at university now. The
Oh,
other three graduated. But yeah.
correct. That makes sense. So she's there with with a number of other people from the Ontario scene that I've had on before, including
Yeah.
Jake and all
Yeah.
whole crew. That whole crew of guys, and that is a tough team when I look at it from the outside. Going, they should be a tough team to beat in the States. So
Mhm.
I'm excited to see what I guess the spring season has for them
Definitely. Yeah.
when it comes to competition. Um, so quick, what is your favorite disc in your bag?
Uh right now I would say the Mako 3.
Who would you love to play with if you can or come up with a dream foursome?
Kristen Tatar. Or like 4 people?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
three other
Uh
people with you.
okay. Yeah, I would do Kristen Tatar. Well, I guess Kristen Latt. Um I would do Ellie Ezra because she's a good friend, so that would be fun. And then, um, uh, I don't know. Um, I'll just say my brother-in-law Joey. Keep it
He's always
simple.
fun to have around for sure.
Yeah.
Um, sorry, favorite course in Ontario?
Um, I really enjoyed P15. I will say, and Hoko. Kind of a tie between those two.
What's the favorite course you've played overall so far in your career?
I would say it's kind of changed over the years as like I've gotten a little better. So like I would say Champions Point in Florida, but that was probably at like a few years ago. But now that I'm improving, it's a little easier. So I would say I did really enjoy the one at the CCR Open in Michigan. Maybe Renegades Trail. I think that might be it.
And last but not least, are you looking forward to defending your Innovarip title now that it will be Canadian Nationals?
Yes. Yeah, that would be incredible. I haven't really given it much thought, but I think that would be super cool. Not I'm trying not to put too much pressure on me because the two FPO tournaments I won were at P15 and Haute Goat, which are the places that we're playing. Um, so yeah, that would be so cool. I think right now my mindset would be like try to get top 3, maybe just try to cash. But yeah, that would be incredible.
Well, Rebecca, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it. Good luck getting ready for the next season throughout this off season. Good luck in school.
Thank you.
And we'll
Awesome.
talk to you soon.
Perfect. Thank you so much for having me.